Hi everyone, welcome. This is going to be my new little collection of videos called Fix It, Don't Pitch It. The book I'm working in now is Gnomes in the Neighborhood by Denise Klett. So this was a buddy color page I did a while ago and it just didn't turn out. The background I envisioned did not come to life how I wanted it to at all. So I figured to help me get some of these forever whips done and to get back in these books, I would try to fix some of my backgrounds, and if it worked, great. If it didn't, then now I know what doesn't work. So for this background, I'm going to try to fix it with oil pastels. I'm hoping these will cover up most of this, but even if a little bit does show through, I'm going to do a sunset blend, sunrise blend, because of the rooster here saying good morning. So I'm hoping it won't matter too much. It'll just look like a mix of colors. I'm going to use these Pentel oil pastels. These are not numbered for any reason other than I was just trying to learn blends myself. So I am going to blend these with the GAM saw. That is what works best for me. I know lots of people do oil pastels in different ways. So I'm hoping this will be an interesting little series, and if my page doesn't work out, it was kind of a lesson learned, still learned something from it, and if my page does work out, then I saved a whip. So it's kind of a win-win here. So thinking on doing my blend, I'm gonna go in with purple first. And I got this little scratch card here just because I want to make sure I have the right colors going first. So this is just pretty much a little swatch card. And that purple is a little light, so these, unlike like chalk pastels and things, you don't want to smear with dirty fingers because it will smudge your colors to whatever color is on your finger. I learned that that's a very important rule. Okay, so I think that's as dark as I'm gonna get. So then I'm gonna use this red. And I'm just going to kind of see how they blend. And if I don't like it, then I can switch it up while it's still on the card. See, that kind of makes a muddy color, and that's not what I want. So I think maybe I'll go this, then this one, just a little, and then maybe it will pick up with my red. That one still might be a little dark of a red, but we'll see how it goes. Might blend okay. Orange. And I want to have like an orangey yellow to blend. And I will blend better on the actual paper. I'm just trying not to take up too much time. And then at the very bottom and around the sun, we will actually probably add a little white because that is still pretty yellow. So that's going to be my attempted blend. It looks pretty good on camera to me. The only one I'm a little worried about is this purple and red, but I think we can work it out. So I do have these little clips holding this book open just because when I'm blending and I'm on camera, it's hard enough being left-handed and trying to make sure everybody can see, but let alone hold the book down, dip and blend and everything like that. So that's why those are there. I also have newspaper under my paper. Lots of extra newspaper around here, so figured put it to use. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoot this over as far as I can so you can see. I'm sure I would go this way, but being left-handed and doing the sky is a little hard, but we'll try it. So putting in my first layer of purple, and I want it nice and thick. And I don't want as much purple as every other color on the page. Just because we want to show that it's going away and the sun is coming up. The very top of this, I'm just going to add a little of this. And then when I blend those, it'll make a kind of a violet more-ish color. Okay, just going to go back. And then I'm going to do a light layer, just like I would with colored pencils. Just a light layer. Then I'm going to grab that other purple I was going to use. I will get under the clip, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to leave it alone for now because nobody wants to watch me fight with my book that long. And I forgot my camera is not held down so well anymore, so I'm probably like rocking the whole thing. All right. Do the same thing. Leave a light little layer of that purple. Now, you'll notice I didn't fill this lighter purple in as much as I did the darker. I want more of my red to blend into that then. The top color, so I think I went one lighter on the red, but I'm wondering if I should go... No. Good thing I tested that. That was a no. I think I'm gonna put a... Just this, I don't want this pink to show. This is not a pink I want in my sky. I could do it that way, do a pink, then a red. But I want to stick to the bright and the bold. So I'm just putting a little of that in there just to kind of help the blend a little. Because I really don't want a harsh blend. Okay, be careful around the sun because I'm going to do a ring around it of color. So I don't want to color too close to it, which I might have already. And I do want this a little thicker at the bottom, a little more burnished. Okay, now I'm gonna go in. I think I'm gonna add a lighter red in here too. Yeah. Okay, still staying away from that sun a little bit. Going around this flower. And then here we are starting to work our way over this colored pencil, which is what the part I'm most worried about going well. So I'm pulling that orange down quite a ways, mainly because I have a lot of working to do with the orange. And I want this part of the sky to kind of be the main focus with the other colors. Okay, remember I'm not jumping straight into yellow. Your thinking behind the sunset colors is I should have grabbed my painting off the wall. That would have helped. But you kind of want to go purple and then red. So you want like a purple, purpley red, red. And then you're going to go red to orange. So you kind of got red, red, orange, then orange. You don't want to just jump color to color. So now that I'm at orange and I'm trying to get to yellow, I'm going to go orange, orange, yellow. Start pulling it over a little there, and then I'm gonna go to yellow. So there should be, you know, one transition color between each one of yours is what you're looking for. Obviously the more you do, the smoother the blend, the less you do, the little harsher the blend. As you can see, my pastels didn't have all the right colors in the beginning for the red and purple. We just kind of winged it with what we had. All right, so not sure how far I want to go down there. I am going to put a little yellow up here because I want that blend to come down. And let's see, the sun is up here, so I can come back with this. I want it to look a little more blended down here than even layers. Just adding a little streak. We don't want perfect colors. You can go back after you blend this. You don't have to have it like perfect and then blend it with the Gamsol. But this just kind of gives me an idea if I want to add anything before I blend too far. I'm going to take an orange and put a streak down here. Okay, and then around my sun. So before I go any further, and take this white. Obviously it's not going to cover this part so well, but I'm hoping it's not going to stand out too much. And the circle I have drawn in, which I just traced the top of my Arteza watercolor pencils. Trying to play with those an extra lot, so nothing fancy. And I'm just going to go around, and that is just to kind of leave that ring, so no, if I touch it with another color it'll automatically go, hey, this spot's white. Okay, so we're gonna go this lighter yellow and just same thing. Remember not to blend with your fingers unless they're clean, because it will smudge your yellow to brown every time. Okay. Now in the middle, I'm going to do kind of the opposite. So on the outside, I want to go light colors to the background colors. On the inside, I'm going to go dark to light. So I want just the very little tiny middle of my sun to be a white. So trying to keep this rounded. And as you can see, I had a black spot on my chalk because I didn't check it. I can fix it. Okay. Going on the inside. I'm gonna just go in with this cream, making sure I keep that middle circle as round as possible here. Okay, and then once again, I'm going to make sure the tip of this white is clean from the last time I used it, and I'm just going to circle in the middle. And then as I blend that out, that will come out better. So looking at what colors I have going now, I can pull my orange over. I'm going to pull this over. It's going to be the lighter because it's kind of affected by the sun, is my thinking. I needed this orange right here. And then we're going to blend it with this one. And then put a little more of this. Okay. So I think for the most part, I'm pretty happy with how this looks pre-blended. I do think I maybe want to pull this purple down just a dot. Okay. And I guess I suppose I should finish. So this part down here, I'm gonna wipe this chalk off. And I just wipe it on my pants. It is oil pastel, so if you're worried about staining your clothes or anything like that, you may not want to copy me. They get a little messy. Alright. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of rub that black spot out. Obviously you want to wipe your oil pastel off after you do that, because it will pick up the... Okay, book is sliding. Hopefully I've been on camera. Okay, so I found these fluffy Q-tips work better for blending and dotting paint and things versus this kind of the regular Q-tips, just because these ones don't hold as much liquid, and they also can leave streaks if you're pressing hard. So I like to use this. I dab it on my napkin after I stick it in the jar, turning a little, and then I'm going to start with my light colors. I'm just going to blend. Just like that. Blending. So I don't want to go all the way up. I want to stay lighter colors. Blend all the lighter colors at once and work my way. Whenever your chalks start to feel sticky and like they aren't spreading, it is time to get more blending solution. I've seen people use water. I've seen people use chapstick. I think it just depends on what works for you, what you like the feel of. I am going to be able to color over this, so I'm not too worried. I don't want to like color their skin or anything this color, but I'm going to make sure I get around this chicken. It looks like down here and in between these guys. This will be neat if these pastels turn out to be a good background maker. That gives me one more item to play with. Kind of getting bored of mine at the moment. So you'll see my sunflower in the background that I drew in still shows a little right here. So after I go through and get it blended, I will come back and kind of add colors as necessary to cover that. But I don't want to do that until I have it blended, in case I need a different color there, or I can add a streak or something like that. So I want to make sure I like the look of this before I go adding any other colors or anything to it. Okay. I'm gonna switch ends of my Q-tip now because I don't want to drag this red down into the yellowish at all. I kind of want to keep the darks separate. So I will have one end for my darker colors and the other end to working around the sun. I know it's looking a little rough at the beginning. Fixable. I'm gonna dunk this again, and I'm gonna come over here with this big section. That's what we're trying to avoid. See how we did that? So luckily it was time for a new Q-tip. I'm just going to wipe the ugly off. And I kind of did that on purpose just to show you. It's not a big a deal if you do, but that's why we don't. Okay. So starting back down here. I'm going to have to add more red because that just kind of stained the paper and left. Didn't really color it at all. I will put probably a leave a piece of newspaper or something in the front of this page, just because when my books get smashed together, if this isn't completely dry, it will stain the next page. I don't want that. There's a little of this red right here, kind of. Okay, pardon me, I'm gonna reach for one more so that I can get this purple blue going here. So the whole thing looks like it might need a little bit of another layer. It's kind of dull now. Oh, and I dropped that whole Q-tip in my jar. Well, that's not gonna work. I don't even know how to get that out. So definitely see where I'm gonna add some more. Make sure I got over here blended. Okay, I'm gonna flip ends and I'm gonna go around that sunshine. Kind of wanted to keep it on its own so nothing would affect the color. And if your moon or sun is not coming out so round, just keep working it and it will eventually do what you want it to do. Oil pastels are pretty easy to work with. Kind of just takes the oil part off. Oh no, that's, and leaves the stain on the paper, but it still looks good to me. So I'm gonna drag a little of that down there to try to help hide that sunshine a little more, or that sunflower I drew in. Okay, and now I'm just kind of going over the rough spots. And then I will go in and add another layer of pastels on top, especially with my purple up here. They will look a little different now that you have blended, So I am going to leave it at that and let it dry a little. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next video.